Oye, paso de esa. Hey, what's that? Man, y'all got a drink.
How many seconds are there?
So you want to put me on
Sorry.
Hello? I'm gonna pour that, y'all reduce our height. Then we'll go, don't worry.
Of this forum, senior moderator in person of Christian Menye, incoming Central was for 2029 of Grand Gedeh. Presiding today as the moderator for one of the richest politicians in Liberia, who is the CEO of JSTV Liberia. You understand? Before you see JSTV, but say two more we get moderator. So, Simeon Freeman, welcome to the famous Jack and Mampodi Electoral College. This place was established by Jack and Mampodi, the Lord Mayor of the mighty Democratic Congress. So, welcome in the city of Zwedru. This is our forum. This is the forum of the Congress of Democratic Lord Mayor. In President Jack and Mampodi Forum. So, we would like to give you a little minute to introduce the interact and also to see if you have message for the forum. Then from there, after your 20 minutes in that, you will go to the audience if they have questions or comments for you. And later we'll get back to you for you to respond to those comments and questions and we'll record it and date. So here, we have our attire as a tradition. Our intellectual attire. So, as the presidential candidate and one of the seasoned politicians of our country, we can attach you to the attire. So you have conscience and you are a Liberian and you philanthropic as well. You know your record of giving. So there is a forum and now your 20 minutes starts for now. Oh, did I pay the people say? I know it's you where you answer to say. Oh, the hell I'm going to say. All right. The 20 minutes will have special
plan added when it commences. One of the things within the area of open the forum today, our Honorable His Excellency Honorable Simeon Freeman will not take the podium. It will not ginger the area in it to right. Within the area as an advanced team, we want the first thing here today. We hear the historicity of the particular intellectual forum. And for some of us that have existed in this kind of character, this is for whom. But this is how we bring this fronting. So this is one of the first area we came to start. Unfortunately, we don't have both. So later, we saw our brother with key and weapon off. So we're here today, earlier as possible. So we want to say thank you for hosting us today. It was very much difficult for me to still run medicine last quarter of the record from the still sitting and follow to have come here. Now, dear present today, part of our team, we have the whole entourage of the NPC that is the women of the dear present program, package program. We have other functionaries going on, and we have the senior power out there, as you know, today is now our day. Today is the conduct of democratic change in the invitation, and in solidarity of the oppositional community, we have to welcome the invitation. What is necessary for now, as exemplified our Honorable Excellency's presence here today in Grand Gedeh. We are here present with the high delegation that is our Secretary General and Women of Progressive Chief Sent as Pastor. We are also here present with our Automatic Chair present. We are also here present with the youth chair for our party. We are also here present with our county, that is Grand Gedeh County leadership structure, where it's church. The church is also here with the esteemed officers in the post of other officers in our Grand Nation. We are body who's one of the technicals of our political institutions on the presence. And we have broad presence in the county, host of media personnel starting coverage live. And we are here. We want to say again, thank you. Our excellencies, every institution, I borrow for the person that say every partner is a potential promoter. When you begin a song will fall for the corner, but some will survive there and anyone in the court will be called as promoter, right? So every candidate, every presidential candidate is a good person of this.
Oh, political publicity will protect the state. The man was feeling that just what they say. I'm a prima to be present in respect and to be present in the presidential candidate. And you know that it's loaded, it's intellectually and you will come up with a question. If you have any doubt, we are open to forth it and we're going to be answered. Trust me, you are a welcoming host, but since we came, we are married in hospitality, we show the friendship, we are married. Since there were some of you in your own pocket managed to purchase or attire, you are surprised. We should have them doing it, and you are doing it. So we love the hospitality of the Grand Gedeh, and we say, we are welcome to see gratified to have you as well. Thank you very much. So do we like to tell the media that we need a high, because Simeon is our father. And one of the eminent Nigerian American posters. For ventilation sake, please.
I don't see people bringing the outside. What happened? I thought you called for it.
My name is Terrain.
What's about it outside? Yes, so no fun on either one. Okay, gentlemen. Unfortunately, I'm not scared of ladies. Ladies might just say politics from ladies in the back. Thank you. We've come together because we have one interest, and it's the interest of Liberia. We want to see a developed Liberia. I want to see a developed Liberia. We always have a challenge with who is currently in power to deliver the outcome that we want. U.S. politics that is being celebrated all around the road to Grand Gedeh is good. And let me just give you a parable from a businessman perspective. You, my son, I gave you a house. I'm earning, say, $1 million every year. I built a house that cost $1 million. I said, my son, you big man now. So I'm giving you this house. But the house is valued $1 million. But the money to build that house, I actually borrowed that house money. So the house that I'm giving you, even though you live in it, but you now have to work to pay the mortgage for that house back to the bank. Am I actually giving you a house? The road that Unity Party making noise about is borrowed money. We're collecting $1.2 billion, but it's not money that is coming out of the budget to build the road. Secondly, in all of the other countries around the world, it's an issue of when you build a road, why are you really connecting? When Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was in power, see Unity Party, they built a road from Monrovia to Ghana. How many factories are in Ghana exporting to Monrovia? You have more people leaving from Lima going to stay in Monrovia. That's the thing we talk about, urban migration. And the rate is about 3.1%. So we're growing. Monrovia is growing by about 70,000 people every year. And yeah, when people graduate from high school, where they want to go? To Monrovia. Nothing's happening in Grand Gedeh. So even when the road is built, then what's next? Because the road has to pay for itself. That's why in developed economies, whether it's China, whether it's anywhere in Asia, whether it's in Europe, roads connect centers of productivity. Now, let's go back to the argument. I want to dwell on the strength. The argument about road, and they keep making. What's the health in Grand Gedeh? The last time I visited Grand Gedeh, I came with a team of medical doctors and we did this operation for goiter. Goiter comes about from what the doctors say if you have insufficient salt. So women have been isolated in rural parts. And one time I had to pay an additional $15,000 to keep the team over because there were groups of, I think about 4 or 5 medical women that had come from rural Grand Gedeh. They had walked for almost 4 days, struggled to get to Martha Tottenham Hospital. When they finally came, they had to go through a registration process. We kept them. That's the health system in our country. I'm sure we can speak about it. The other day I was on air in Monrovia. We've allotted $20,000 for the whole of Liberia just for curriculum development. Meanwhile, Worker allotted $1.2 million for himself for operational special operations. Those are not the discussions they have. We are of the argument that yes, a president should have an office. Or should the president's office be the executive marshal? Should we have all of these advisors that are selling cocaine? These are some of the issues that are critical to our development as a nation. Many times we discuss America, we discuss China, we discuss all of these places. The growth in China is financed by the Chinese government money. Public resources are spent on private sector growth. In Ghana, right next door, Ghanaians own 70% of the economy. But how did that happen? The Ghanaian government awarded lots of contracts to Ghanaian businesses. So Ghanaian government money is consumed by Ghanaian businesses, and so Ghanaian businesses control the economy. In Liberia, the reverse is true. Less than 4,000 Lebanese in Liberia, and they put in the economy. Follow India. Follow Fula. These are not issues that are on the table for discussion. The issues that are on is, after 1 year, $1.2 billion is spent, then it becomes the basis for discussion. In other countries, red light is all over the place. They erect one red light, then it becomes a basis for discussion. Because an MTA bus can come from Monrovia to Grand Gedeh, so the government is doing well. And that's the basis for discussion. The president has to drive the vision. This last week I was on my way to Nairobi. President Boyka sat right in front of me in business class. And I was surprised. They gave him Coke, they gave him candy and home baby to be sucking on and drinking to activate himself. Because you know sugar keeps you active. And then they gave him one leg iPad to play. Even that guy, he fell asleep. And this is the man who is supposed to run us for the next 6 years, and they have the audacity to say, give him another 6 years. But interestingly, the arguments that they brought are not arguments that are sustainable. What do we really need? We need factories in our country. We need industries in this country. The industries will create the jobs that you need, the jobs in Grand Gedeh, the jobs in Maryland, the jobs in Barclayville. You have lots of potential. Many times when people discuss Liberia, what do they discuss? Mines. I'm not discussing mining because we have not had a mining school in Liberia for I don't know when, and Liberians don't have mining experience. The last set of people that work with Lamco and Bomb mines, they're all in the 80s. So you don't have that experience. I want to discuss agriculture. Agriculture is extremely important. The things you overlook. Banana is a money maker. Countries are making hundreds of millions of dollars from exporting banana like overlook. I want to discuss that. What can we convert banana into possible products? Somebody can sell them. There is so much we can do with the products that we have to create a job for our people in places like Grand Gedeh, in places like River G, in places like the Grand Gedeh, in Sino, and all these things. And what do other countries say? Other countries say? Yeah! In other countries, what do they do? Other countries create incentives. You see President Trump travel. Look at his trip to China, a recent trip. I'm sure you watched the news here. A lot of the members of the delegation were business people. When Boyka travels, their girlfriends, look, I'm a businessman. If I have to invest in a country, I've invested in other countries. When I have to invest, it was not the Minister of Trade that told me to invest. It was another businessman that told me to invest.
Hello, please. Eminent Librarian is speaking. Please, beg you, please, protect against people. The man who is here is not an ordinary man. Please, please. If you keep passing right, we will use you to reach out to the TV by finding this and the far that you are.
So we have a system where Boyka is promoting politicians. Boyka has the most number of advisors that any other president ever had. And because you just have lots of bodyguards around you and you're not paying them properly, what are they going to do? They're going to start misbehaving. So now today, Liberia is wrapped up in a major cocaine case. Absolutely nobody can be arrested. And the same people are facilitating it. In order for us to create the environment here, we have to ensure the business community is prioritized. If this government into power, they cannot show you when they have identified public funds for private sector investment. Because those things are not happening, the compensation for Grand Gedeh will be, oh, we constructed one road. And then in the end, like the time of Madam Salim, they almost $1 billion that owe, the $260-something million that was borrowed to build a road from Cambodia to Ghana. Grand Gedeh is still paying. Grand Crew is still paying. So that nobody comes with this whole concept and argument or rules. What we actually need is discounted, and in many of the other southeastern parts are industries. The next will find nothing. In many countries, when you go to invest, they say, look, we give you the whole list of incentives. Imagine if we turn this entire southeastern region and say, if you establish a factory there, we give you 10 years duty-free, we give you 10 years if you import certain raw material to add value, anybody from anywhere in the world will come and sell. And we have all of the jobs that we need to create in this part of the country to create the wealth that we need to create. Outside of that, we just want to dance with the talk, empty promises. We want to have our young women being pregnant. The fathers will be running away not because they are irresponsible, but because they don't have the means. And we're going to have the societal challenges that result. There are a lot of wayward youth results. And we don't want to have a war. Thank you so much. We'll now listen for your questions.
Thank you very much. Major consideration for eminent Liberian. President Kennedy opportunity to that party movement of progressivity, which have been supported a new beginning. So they brought a new beginning. As you see on Simeon Freeman 2029, there is a question. You just listen to him. You can put in, you have comments, questions. So we'd like to take first theory.
So, thank you, and thanks to the Honorable. I'm Christy Tele. So, I have one question for the Honorable Man. My question is, the Honorable Man was invited to grace the occasion of the Mighty Congress for Democratic Change. Now, my question to him is this. Is he collaborating with the Congress for Democratic Change, or he just graced the occasion just as a friend?
Okay, so after the panel we take an info media as National President of the Honorable Man, we take Alex here.
So welcome, my name is IGSP. I once said as a family movement for your party, we went to Liberia for convention at RPC, where you grew in that night to your speaker. So I'm going to say welcome. You know we need leaders and good people who understand the political dynamics of our country. We understand how economies can grow in our country. You know, people who have previously said it because of system that they road and people posting with fascinating that the road was never initiated by the Wakaku administration. They started going just the other way. The other kind of sector, everything is about continuing. So we are not surprised. Those are things that you never do. So we are aware of this. So we want to say thank you. Like my colleague just asked, you know, we will need people like you people to rally around the opposition that we want to deliver Liberia so that we will not go along here. Let's go outside as opposition to get these people around so that we can stop. So our children are suffering.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. So your questions will attach to a time now. So we have to just prepare the youth and sport coordinator for Grand Gedeh. 1 minute 30 seconds. Wait.
Let's go with a
question was, are we collaborating or are we just in attendance? But you also answered the question, you said we're invited to attend the CDC event. So yes, we're invited to attend the CDC event. But there's something I want you to understand. The CDC wants for the United Party to be power. The MPC wants the United Party to be power. So the CDC and the MPC have one objective. And the objective is to ensure that this United Party that is misguiding the country and misleading the country don't have access to power come 2021. So on that note, yes, we are collaborating to realize the goal of ensuring that worker gets up. You asked the question of if worker and we are responding to who will answer. So your question assumes that I'm not contesting. So if I'm not contesting, then I shouldn't come here. Run up. So your question then assumes that I may not be in the run-up.
Okay, so hello. So we will take we're taking a relief and tell it, what we show you that we are developing all around Liberia. 1 minute, 30 seconds, please.
Let me just thank you. Let me just thank you. My name is Zwedru. The first day I want to bless you. I want to appreciate you. I want to appreciate you for attending the season over in Grand Gedeh. So, you know, I listen to you speak about the economy. It is very key in any country. But we listen to the current finance minister talking about a 1.2 billion budget. But our question is to the government, how our people feel the 1.2 billion budget. So if you become president, will you come back to the Liberian people and talk about 1.5 trillion budget that our people will not benefit from?
Thank you.
So thank you very much. So we go out to the co-moderator. The co-moderator to have a question. So please tell me.
Online.
When I'm moving to the press,
So let me just take the 2 questions. So I'll start from there, then I'll go here. So I will list a few things up. You're Christian? You see Paul say no. Not the name, but whether you're Christian or Muslim. So Paul said, if I boast, I prefer to boast in the Lord. So I just told you as I was speaking that I led a team of medical doctors list up. At the time when Dr. Como with Kenya, we provided free surgical operation. I gave lots of scholarship across the country. But does that qualify me to be president of Liberia? No. And that's why we list these things. And that's why when you deal with women, it's matter. Because you take back a rent to a woman hug and you told her you want her, doesn't mean she will talk to you. She will eat the rest, or she will eat your homo and still not come because she doesn't think you get out for her. That's matter. So because I come and go to the house in Grand Gedeh, because I do this, or because I do that, doesn't qualify me. You see, that's why we sell the country. You see, that's not perfect. That's why we mortgage our country. You see, because the work of the president is a serious job. The man who is president must first show that he has redeemed himself from poverty. To be able to take you out of poverty. But most of the people, those are workers.